In the world of employment, things are not fair. You don't see a lot of black people.
I've got many qualifications, but I can't seem to find any jobs.
It took me about 3 years just to get a job. Not the job I was ideally looking for, but just to get a job.
Hello, this is a documentary we've made about young black men and the difficulties and problems they faced in finding employment.
We also met some successful black men and asked them how they overcame their difficulties.
Yeah, Ken, I would like to know, what is East Thames doing in terms of mentoring?
Well, in response to a report that East Potential commissioned, and the report reported that there were several barriers towards young black men achieving their potential and moving into the world of employment, East Potential have created a young black men's mentoring project, which I think is a fantastic idea. Really inspiring them and motivating them, but more importantly, equipping them with some of the social and practical skills to not only find employment, but also sustain that employment.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you do?
During the work that I do during the day is I'm a staff development manager for Hackney Children's and Young People's Services. I set up a consultancy in 2001. 3 years ago, when I was a full-time consultant, I was working for a number of LEAs, local educational authorities in London, delivering training for staff as well as students, mainly black students, to help raise academic achievement. I left school in the early 80s with no qualification. I was always a student that if I didn't understand something, I'd question it. Because I had that type of personality, I was seen as a disruptive child and a troublemaker. I was always in detention or I was excluded, and I left before my exams. For a number of years after leaving school, I was a frustrated young black boy, and just hated life really. And I got caught up in all different types of things. And I decided to go back to education, went back to university, trained as a psychotherapist and worked with young people and young adults who experimented with drugs and who were suffering from mental illness. And interestingly enough, I chose those who was experimenting in drugs because it was a route that I actually went through at some point in my life.
Do you find any difficulties or face any problems finding a job?
I think whatever I do, I've always had to work that much harder to be recognised in the job that I'm actually doing. And I don't know if that's a case of because I'm a black man, but I would always be asked, what's my qualifications? Can I have a copy of your certificates? So for me, I thought, well, that's something I'm going to just have to accept. It would be pointless to get to an old age, then die without passing on that knowledge. I have a responsibility to share the information that I've managed to gain and the experiences I've gained. And that goes out to all, I think, black professional males. We have that responsibility.
You know something that we just want to know a bit about your job and what your personal role is. So.
Yeah, okay. I'm a training solicitor. I'm just about to qualify, so I'll be a solicitor in effect from next month. I was someone, when I was younger, I was very sort of afraid to almost achieve things. I didn't want to go to school. I was rebellious. I was quite fortunate that my dad instilled in me a discipline and a desire, but at the same time giving me enough space to decide what I wanted to do. Looking back, the importance of having a solid, figurehead like that was good for me because, I had someone to talk to. I decided to enroll for law school. I wasn't overly concerned about my race purely because I had people above me who had secured positions. From the perspective of law firms, it's actually an employer's interest to employ young black people because a lot of the clientele, increasingly in our globalized society, is international.
What advice would you give to young black men who want to get into a professional job like law?
I would first look at what am I good at? What are my skills? What passions do I have? What inspires me? And then when you find something that you think aligns to all those things, then you have to put your heart and soul into it. You need to present yourself in the best possible way. You know, so your character, your honesty, your reliability, all these things matter. I think as long as you stay determined and focused on what you're trying to do, you'll get there in the end.
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. Can you tell us your name a bit about yourself and what you do?
My name is Wayne Gardner, also known as DJ Wonder. I'm a producer and a DJ, so I run my own record label. Been doing that for about 6 years. My DJ career started, it was about 18, I was at college and one of my lessons got cancelled. And my friend, he was a DJ at the time, and he was saying he's going on to mix, and I was like, what's that? And he basically explained mixing, DJing, so I said, all right, let me come and try it. I think I was on his decks for like 9 hours that day. Did a small music production course where I went in and I networked and I kind of met some people, and to this day, they helped me with my career. The person that supported me the most was my brother. He kind of backed me all the way. The most thing I'm proud about during my career is in 2005, I produced a track for Dizzy Rascal, and it went on to his second album. Then that album went gold. I've got a gold disc. It sits nice in my studio. When you become a bit more successful, and then you have to meet with record labels and comes meeting managers, and come down to things like signing contracts and negotiating deals, they'll think like you're uneducated and you could basically just try and take liberties with you. The way I overcome this was to kind of educate myself. When I bought a book about music, business, sat down and read it. If I know what I'm talking about, then they can't pull the blanket over my eyes. Be professional, because obviously it's your business and your career and you want people to take you seriously. Music is not my main income. It's something I do, and I do make money, but I have other ways of making money which involves music. I decided to become a mentor because I think I'd be a good role model to show those kids that you can actually become something. Just because you come from a certain lifestyle or you grew up a certain way, it doesn't mean you can't make it.
I'm really excited about the potential for the program. I was really impressed with their enthusiasm, their commitment, and their willingness to really change lives. And I really believe the project to be a great success, and I believe that it will be a template that East Thames will be able to use to be able to deliver future projects, which I know they are very, very keen to do.
At the end of this documentary, we are hoping that it will give you clues and signs of how to overcome barriers in which we, young black males, are facing in society.